Hello, I'm going to do some percent increase or decrease problems. There's three items in these type of problems. There's a beginning number or amount, then there's an ending number or amount after an increase or a decrease. And finally, there's a percent of increase or decrease. So the formula that we're going to use is the ending number, subtract the beginning number, and then divide it by the beginning number. The important part is to always put your original or beginning number in the denominator. So our first problem is the price of a dress is $150. If you purchase the dress on sale for $105, what was the percent reduction in price? So a percent reduction, that would be a decrease. So you know you're going to apply this process for it. So our original amount of the dress was $150. So that's the beginning amount. When we applied the percent reduction, we got $105. So that's our ending amount. So I'm going to do subtraction. I'm going to do the ending amount, which is $105, subtract the beginning amount, which is $150. And then I'm going to divide that by the beginning amount, which is $150. So when I subtract 105 minus 150, I get a negative 45. So there was a $45 off on that dress. Then I'm going to continue with the 150 in the denominator. And I'm going to divide the negative 45 divided by 150. Now, be careful on calculators that some calculators, if you put the minus sign, the subtract sign for the negative, it won't work. You'll get an error code. So they'll have specific keys that you can click for a negative amount, which usually has like a parentheses around it with a negative sign. You really don't need it here. You know that your answer is negative, and then you can just type in the calculator 45 divided by 150. And that gives us a negative 0.3. But we want the percent reduction. So I need to change the 0.3 to percent. So I'm going to move the decimal place 2 over. And that gives me a negative 30%. Now the negative itself isn't necessary in this case because they're already asking you what was the percent reduction. So the percent reduction is 30% reduced. And that's what the negative means. The next problem, we're going to look at the sticker price of a TV is $730, but after sales tax, the total cost of the TV is $792.05. What is the sales tax rate on the TV? So this would also be an increase problem because we increased the price from $730 to $792. So our beginning amount would be the $730, and our ending amount would be the $792.05. Using the formula that we talked about above, we need our ending minus beginning. So we can take the $792.05 and subtract the beginning number, which is $730, and divide it by your beginning number. So if we subtract the top amount, we get $62.05, which is actually the sales tax amount that you're paying. But we want the rate. So we're going to divide that by the 730. And that gives us 0.085. We're going to turn this into a percent by moving the decimal 2 places. So we've got 8.5%. And that is our sales tax rate on the TV. The next problem we're going to talk about salaries. In 1990, a person's yearly salary was $35,000. So that's what they started with. That's the beginning amount. By the year 2000, their yearly salary had increased to $49,000. That's their ending amount. What was the percent increase? So this is also an increase. We start at one amount, end in another amount. So we take our ending amount and subtract our beginning amount. And then divide by our beginning amount. Again, we're using the same formula I gave you at the first. So when I subtract 49,000 minus 35,000, we get 14,000. And we put that over our original amount. And then in our calculator, we divide 14,000 divided by 35,000. And that gives us 0.4. Now, so far, I've had you move your decimal places over 2 for the percent. You can also multiply that by 100, and that will give you a percent. For example, this one, if I move the decimal place, I get 40%. But if I times 0.4 times 100, that will also convert to percent, and that will give you the 40%. So either way works well. So there was a 40% increase in salary here. The last problem, or sample of these type of problems, if the population of Seattle is expected to grow from 730,000 people, so that's the beginning population, and it's going to grow to, in 2020, to 1.2 million people in 2050, what is the forecast percentage growth? So that's an increase in the population. Now this is going to be a little trickier. It says round your answer to the nearest tenth, and I'll show you how that goes. But let's follow the steps that we outlined before. So we take our end amount. Now keep in mind, 1.2 million needs to be written in similar format as the 730,000. So we're going to put that, rewrite it as 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0. So that's 1.2 million people. Okay. Then we're going to subtract our 730,000. And we're going to divide it by our original number, which is 730,000. So in your calculator, you'll type in 1,200,000 minus 730,000, and that gives us 470,000. And we're going to divide that by 730,000 again. So in your type it in your calculator, 470,000 divided by 730,000. And that actually gives us an interesting amount. That gives us 0.64383, and it goes. It says round to the nearest tenth. That does not mean round it at the 6 here. It does not mean that. You need to first change it to a percent amount. So multiply it by 100 or move it decimal places 2 times. So that would give us 64.383 ... percent. Now you need to round it. To round to the 10th, that means we're going to look at the 8 to determine if we need to increase the 3, because this 3 is in the 10th spot. 8 is 5 or greater, so yes, we will. So we will make this 64.4% population growth. And that's our answer. I hope this helps on these type of problems, and have